Being humble is the most expensive advice you will ever take for free. They told you to stay quiet, stay modest, don't talk about your goals, let your work speak for itself. And so you did. You kept your head down, you played nice, you waited your turn. And here you are, still waiting, still average. Because here's what nobody tells you. Humility is a beautiful trait when you're already great, but when you're still building, it's just a polite word for hiding. Look around. The people at the top of every single field are not the quiet ones who waited to be picked. They're the ones who said, "I'm him," before anybody agreed. And today, I want to talk about the part of you that you've been taught to be ashamed of. Your ego, your hunger, your dark side. Because that thing you've been locking in the basement might be the exact thing that saves your life. Let me be clear about what I mean by your dark side. I'm not talking about being cruel. I'm not talking about stepping on people. I'm talking about the parts of you that polite society told you to hide. Your ambition, your anger, your competitiveness, that voice that looks at somebody winning and says, "I want that, and I can do it better." You've been trained to feel guilty about that voice, but that voice is not your enemy. It's your engine. Now let me show you people who understood this better than anyone. Muhammad Ali. Before he was a legend, before he'd proven anything, he stood in front of the whole world and told them he was the greatest. People called him arrogant, loud, too much. But here's the thing. He wasn't just talking to them. He was talking to himself. He spoke that identity into existence until his body had no choice but to catch up to his mouth. Kobe Bryant, he didn't just work hard. He literally built a second personality to do it. The Black Mamba. A version of himself that felt no fear, no mercy, no doubt. When normal Kobe was tired, the Mamba took over. He gave his dark side a name and put it to work. That's not weakness, little brother. That is engineering yourself on purpose. Michael Jordan. The man was famous for collecting insults. Somebody doubted him, left him off a list, said something in a locker room, and he'd carry it for years and use it as fuel. He turned every ounce of anger into points. Where most people get offended and go home, he got offended and got better. Beyoncé did the same thing. She created a whole alter ego for the stage, a bolder, fiercer version of herself, so she could step into a power that felt too big for everyday life. And David Goggins built his entire life on going to the place most people run from, the dark, ugly, painful place inside, and using it as a weapon instead of a wound. See the pattern? None of these people got there by being modest and waiting politely. They got there by unlocking a version of themselves that most people are too scared to even meet. So how do you actually do this? Here's what I want you to take away. First, stop hiding your goals. Say them out loud, not to brag, but because the moment you say, "I'm going to be the best at this," a part of you gets uncomfortable and has to start proving it. Declaring it puts you on the hook. That pressure is the point. Second, build your alter ego. Give it a name if you want. Decide exactly who that version of you is. What time does he wake up? How does he train? How does he speak? Then, when the weak version of you wants to negotiate, you don't argue with him. You just switch characters. Third, use the doubt. Every "you can't," every laugh, every person who counted you out, file it. Don't cry about it. Don't argue about it. Use it. Anger is one of the cleanest fuels on earth if you point it at your work instead of at people. And fourth, stop apologizing for wanting more. Wanting to be rich, strong, respected, great. That's not greed. That's being alive. The guilt you feel about wanting more was installed in you by people who gave up on wanting anything. Now, one honest warning, because I'm not going to sell you a fantasy. Ego is fire. Aimed at your work, it builds an empire. Aimed at people, it burns down every relationship you have. The goal isn't to become arrogant and unteachable. It's to be dangerous when you compete and human when you go home. Use the ego. Don't become it. So here's the truth. Being humble before you've built anything doesn't make you noble. It just makes you invisible. The world is not going to discover you sitting quietly in the corner being nice about it. Unlock the dark side, give it a name, point it at your goals. and go take the life you've been too polite to admit you want.